Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I'm Tracy. This is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel, and today I have another episode of my weekend deals. I'm going to talk about some of the best sales going into the weekend for 5 retailers. I've tacked on a 5th, that's right. First, we're going to start with Bath & Body Works, then we'll talk about Goose Creek, Kringle, Yankee, and I'm going to add Homeworx to the mix. I've had a request to discuss sales at Homeworx. Now, I don't buy a lot of Slatkin & Co. candles. I mostly find them at like TJ Maxx, but occasionally I will snag them through Shop Cash if there's a good sale on the Slatkin & Co. website and or at QVC. So I'm just going to start tacking those on to the end of our video. Relatively new to buying Homeworx, so I'm not going to have a lot of insight into whether or not things are good sale prices until probably like 6 weeks from now. So bear with me as I gain that learning curve. I also just want to note that I am sick. I'm not sure you can tell. I'm sure you probably can if you watch my channel regularly. I have rhinovirus. My nose is heavily infected with a cold virus. The hubs and I both came down with it while we were at Disney, which, by the way, I'm back. I'll give you a quick trip update with that as well. So if the sound of my voice is cringy, just know it's going to be like this for a couple of days. I am about midway through what I think is the virus, maybe a little less than midway through. I'm just trying to survive at this point, y'all, so bear with me and I appreciate your patience. Okay, why don't we start with a trip update, because I know y'all were asking lots of questions about the Disneyland trip, how things were going. The trip overall went really well. I always love staying at the Grand Californian. I always love going to Disneyland. DCA, which is Disney's California Adventure, for those of you who aren't Disneyland fans. Lots of good food. Lots of 70th anniversary celebration food items. My favorite was the celebration churro, although teeth-breaking pearls in that particular snack, so I had to be very careful. I think the parks were very, very busy. They're having grad nights. They were doing like sale tickets for people who aren't Magic key holders, so they had a lot of people visiting from out of state, new people, non-key holders, and then the Enchant Key was wrapping up their calendar availability. I think all those things with the start of summer, it was just packed. The park was so busy. So a lot of our time, we actually just spent either chilling by the pool, which I did spring for a cabana rental, which was really nice, always very relaxing. We pretty much just spent the whole day kind of laying in the sun, swimming, drinking cocktails, eating some chips and guac. Really relaxing and just nice to be able to spend that time with the hubs. We also spent way too much time standing by the Grizzly River Run ride, which is in DCA. FYI, they have the geysers fixed. The geysers were broken for years. Like, I don't know why it took them so long to fix the geysers, but they did finally fix them. There is a German word, I'll put it right here because I don't remember, it's Schaden something. It basically means that you derive pleasure from other people's misery. And the hubs and I have that very strongly when we stand over the bridge, which is kind of like an overlook of where the geysers are, and we just love watching people get doused, especially people who aren't paying attention or think that the ride is done getting them wet, so they've kind of like taken off their poncho or they're like fixing their hair, only to get completely soaked with water. So we spent a lot of time just standing over there drinking like frozen lemonade. We'd go get an iced coffee, or just staring, watching people get drenched, trying to stay out of the heat. And then he got sick Saturday morning, so he started feeling symptoms Saturday morning. I didn't start feeling symptoms until Tuesday, so we were just kind of low-key trying to stay out of the crowds as much as possible. It's a nasty one. I don't recommend catching it. I am to some extent glad that I'm getting it now. That might mean that my fall semester I won't be sick while I'm working. But yeah, it's gross. I call it Disney crud. I feel like every other time I go to Disney I end up sick, either with COVID, a cold virus, flu virus, you name it. You're gonna catch something if you go. So happy to be home. Yesterday was a long travel day, delayed flight. Happy to be back with the cats. I don't see any of them right now, but they're happy to have us back as well. I'm just happy to get back to, you know, regular life and regular food. My gut is still angry with me about all of the alcohol, sugar, and fat. So anyhow, we had a really good time. Probably won't go back until maybe Halloween. It's also our anniversary in October. So we'll see, but probably Halloween, maybe Christmas. We usually go 2 to 3 times a year. Okay, sale information. Bath & Body Works is where I'm going to spend the bulk of my time this episode, and that is because we have lots of new stuff, plus SAS, plus an okay sale on candles going into the weekend. So let's head over to the website, and I'm going to show you, they're kind of focusing on the Father's Day stuff right now, which, you know, I'm not necessarily into body care, colognes, all that as much as I am candles. So just know there is a sale on that stuff, but it's not usually what I focus on my channel. If you're new here, I am heavily focused just on candles. So that's where I'm going to focus my energy in talking about the sales. Right now, 3 wicks are $13.95. That is not a good sale price going into SAS. I did see where you might be able to snag yourself a 15% off coupon if you sign up to receive text messages. So if you wanted to combine that with a $13.95 sale price, it's better. But honestly, y'all, this stuff is going to be so much cheaper starting Sunday night that I wouldn't purchase any 3 wicks right now. I will tell you there's some new candles that were released since last week, and they're not necessarily new fragrances, but they are new labels. Tell me how you feel about the labels. I'm hearing mixed reviews on this. Some people are saying they really like kind of how modern and artsy they look. Other people are like, this is really phoned in. I can see both. I like that they're artsy. I feel like they're very simple and decorative, but they don't, to me, feel like they align with the fragrances. I feel like you could do some really fun summer labels with the fragrances they chose. And most of these are like, you know, we've had these since Candle Day. We keep getting Fresh Cut Lilacs. This is the 3rd one in 6 months. Same with Watermelon Lemonade. These are just like repeat fragrances with the new label. Sugared Pretzel Twist is one that is new to me, which I will snag this, but again, I'm going to wait until SAS starts. This is buttery pretzel dough, sweet cinnamon sugar, and sea salt. It says on here, it smells like the sweet and salty snack you love after a day of shopping. I don't usually get pretzels with cinnamon and sugar. Is that a thing? Tell me in the comments. I usually get like the doughy ones with salt, and I dip it in cheese. So I don't know. That sounds more like a donut to me. I'm a little bit worried this is going to be like recycled churro, recycled cinnamon and sugar, what is it, toasted cinnamon and sugar or something like that. I don't know if that I'm actually going to like this candle, but I am curious about it. So that one got released. Hibiscus Waterfall is another one that's new to me. This one has scent notes of tropical hibiscus, sweet peach nectar, and fresh watermelon mist. I'm going to pick this up, mostly because I'm curious about it. I don't know if it's going to be for me, but it's new to me. I want to try it. Citrus Grove is the other one that came out. This one's not new to me. I think Citrus Grove is okay. It's not my favorite citrus candle, and I did snag this at Winter SAS for like $6.75, so I probably won't buy this during Summer SAS. And I'm going to speculate that this might still be around in winter for 75% off, so even if I did want another one after I get through the one I already have from SAS in the winter, I will just wait until this winter to buy it at 75% off. This one's freshly picked orange, sparkling citrus, and lemon twist. So we do have some new 3 wicks. If you're excited about those, I would say wait until SAS starts Sunday night. So technically, SAS begins Monday morning at 2:59 a.m. Pacific time. And I gotta tell y'all, I am setting an alarm. I will be up at 3 a.m. Pacific time shopping SAS. And that is because if you have any hope whatsoever of getting 75% off candles and you don't plan to go in store, you have to be on the website right when these things get loaded, because the 75% off candles sell out really fast. I'll also add that you should continue to what I call hawk the website throughout the SAS sale, which usually lasts for about 3 weeks. Then they'll change it to the summer sale. It'll be the same pricing. Sometimes things will go even cheaper, but just keep hitting refresh once in a while throughout the day and looking for the candles, the 75% off candles. They'll restock them, and then they'll sell out within, 30 minutes. So you just want to pay attention, be online right when they go on sale at 3 a.m. On Monday morning. Also, if you aren't already a member, I would sign up to be a member and then do the members only preview of SAS. That's going to be Sunday. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be like 3 p.m. Pacific time. That's usually when they do like the flash sales or the Sunday night extra whatever. I haven't seen a specific time. It just says Sunday. So keep an eye out in your emails. Sign up for the membership if you aren't already a member. And again, hop on there as soon as that's live because those 75% off candles will go very quickly. I also have had a lot of questions about the 75% off candles. The question is like, am I actually going to get a chance to buy any of those? And the answer really varies. Do you live in a location where there's only one store? If so, your chances are very, very slim to get 75% off candles. Your store may or may not have them. They may have 3 cents. They may have a gigantic table. They may have what this store in Redwood City looked like this past winter. They may have 3 or 4 or 5 tables of 75% off candles. I live in an area where there are at least 30 stores within a 2-hour drive from me. I think I hit 27 stores during Winter SAS, and there were 3 that had gold mines like this. I did a lot of hunting, and I did find every candle I would want for 75% off, but that's because I have so many stores in my area. So I would say don't expect to find a lot of 75% off, and if you do, you are extremely lucky. The other thing to keep in mind is that sometimes the first day is the best day to go, and sometimes day 2, 3, or 4 is the best time to go. So I always say go out your first day and then keep revisiting, because the Redwood City store, for example, on day 1 of the sale had almost no 75% off candles. I went back, I think it was that Saturday night, and they had big, huge carts of 75% off candles boxed that they were preparing to put on the floor for Sunday morning. So by the time Sunday morning rolled around, I showed up and they had massive amounts of 75% off candles available. So sometimes stores get huge shipments of 75% off after the sale has already started. So just keep rechecking. It's possible more will show up. It's possible more won't. And that's really where I focus my energy, is on the 75% off. And the 75% off candles are going to be, at least in the beginning, only fall and winter candles from last year that didn't sell during SAS. You get more towards the end of SAS into when it converts to the summer sale, and you might see some of the spring summer candles get bumped to that 75% off price point, but for the most part, it's fall and winter candles. So that's also something to keep in mind. The other thing I'll highlight about spring and summer candle prices is your best time to buy is the first few days of the sale. Hands down, no question. Historically, the best price for 3 weeks has been at the beginning of the sale. I think last year or last winter, it was either $10.25 or $10.95, somewhere in the $10 to $11 range. They did that for the first few days. Then the price went up, yes, up, to 50% off, which that's good if you're trying to buy the more pricey candles. So if you're looking to get the Gardenia Easter Globe candle, or you're looking to get the Easter candy basket, right? The ones that half price is still a good deal. Sometimes that's better, but usually it's the first few days. They'll be 50% off for a large portion of the sale, and then they'll do, $12.95 or $12.25, I think was last year, last winter. So the prices fluctuate. They go up and down. It's super frustrating, but honestly, the best thing to do is to, if you're looking for spring and summer, which I'm not, but if you are, shop the first few days and call it good. Check again towards the very end of the sale and see if any of those bumped into 75% off. The other thing I'll highlight is if you are shopping in store, don't trust where you find the product. Now, I know this is going to be frustrating for those of you who work at Bath & Body Works, but I encourage you to ask an associate, is this 75% off? Also know that they will tell you no, even though sometimes they actually are. So I would just ask them to scan it for you and see if it's ringing up as 75% off. Because what I have found in my experience is that I'll go shopping, I'm really familiar with what's 75 versus 50, and I'll see stuff frequently that's 75% off on the 50% off table, and vice versa. Now, some of that is associate error, some of that is customers who are lazy and put stuff in the wrong place. So if you don't know, feel free to ask. I think that's part of the service they provide. They might be frustrated with you, but it's the best way to find out what the price point is of the candle that you're looking at. Also, I would recommend subscribing to the subreddit for Bath & Body Works, because there's always information there about 75% off price points and what ones are being found in stores, and that can help you kind of identify which ones are on that discount versus the regular sale prices. I would also recommend checking Tess's website, Life Inside the Page. She's going to have constant updates on stuff as prices fluctuate, evolve, go down, go up. That's really my two main sources for information. And then one last piece of advice for in-store shopping. Just do a quick walkthrough of the whole store. There were so many times during Winter SAS that I would be like, I bet there's a straggler candle somewhere. And I would just kind of walk the perimeter, look at all the different tables, even spaces where you wouldn't expect candles to be, like on a body care table. And I would find some goodies. One of those was a Paris Cafe candle that was technically MOS that I found just randomly on a table somewhere. So I always just say scan the store, see if you find any kind of stragglers out there that are discount that someone just put down in the wrong place, or things just end up in weird places during SAS, because it can get pretty crazy in store. So those are my main tips. Shop frequently, hawk the website, be prepared for the price fluctuations for spring and summer, and look out for the additional 75% off, knowing that you may not find 75% off candles if you only have one store. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about are Single-Wicks, because y'all, Single-Wicks, of course, I had a couple of rewards that were expiring. I put it in order 2 days ago, and then the new ones came out, so that's fine. I'm going to use other rewards on these. I'm going to go ahead and just sort this by new arrivals so we can just focus on what's new. Now, these aren't new fragrances. These are ones that are returning, but a couple of these I am excited about. This one in particular, the Blue Raspberry Snow Cone. This one's Blue Raspberry Syrup, hint of cherry, and scoop of shaved ice. And then we've got the Ice Dragon Fruit Tea, which that was already out this spring. Orange Pineapple Punch. This is new to me. I don't know that I've ever even smelled this one. Tart Orange, Sweet Pineapples, and Vanilla Sugarcane. The hubs might like this one depending on that pineapple note. We might snag that one with a reward. Island Margarita has already been out in the 3-wick form. Strawberry Daiquiri has already been out in the 3-wick form. And then we're getting the beloved Berry Waffle Cone. I personally do not like this candle, but I know y'all are huge fans. I feel bad for you that it's not coming out in the 3-wick, at least not that I'm aware of, but you are going to get it in a single wick. This one is Sweet Summer Berries, Golden Waffle Cone, and Creamy Vanilla. I'm just not a huge fan of the waffle cone note that's in that, and I find this candle to be cloyingly sweet. So I'm not excited about it, but I am excited for you all, because I know many of you wanted that. And then the Mango Mai Tai. And I forget if this one, I don't remember if this one was out in a 3-wick, so I don't remember if this was a part of the spring release. But this one's Fresh Mango Nectar, Exotic Jasmine, and Sun-Kissed Grapefruit. So I'm going to be using rewards. I will be picking these up. I'll probably snag these in my Saturday haul, because the hubs and I are going to go do our ritual haul on Saturday. Bath & Body Works outlet store, maybe stop at a regular store. We'll see, depending on what we find at the outlet store. So if you aren't already subscribed and you like watching Bath & Body Works hauls, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because every Saturday the hubs and I go to Bath & Body Works and we usually buy something. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's a little, but every Saturday you'll see me on my channel sharing what we find. Okay, let's see, anything else? Single-Wicks right now, 2 for $20, not a good price. I would say snag those if you have a reward, otherwise wait until SAS. And then one last thing, there is going to be a Halloween sneak peek, so set your calendar, alarm, email, notification for June 30th. It is one day only, and we're going to see all the new Halloween stuff that's coming out. It's a lot of repeat classic fragrances, Ghoul Friend, the Pumpkin Candle, Candy Apple Cauldron, Vampire Blood, all the classics, plus Ice Cream Float. I love the play on words on that one. So early access to that is going to be June 30th, and then we're going to see it fully released in stores on July 7th. And that information I'm getting from Tess, Life Inside the Page. I'm going to link her blog below in case you want to check it out yourself. Subject to change, but it sounds like stores are going to be setting Halloween on both July 3rd and July 6th, and then everything will be available for purchase on the 7th. So I will definitely be snagging stuff online on the 30th, and then on the 7th, I will be doing a store walkthrough and sharing what I'm seeing in my stores with y'all. Okay, I think that's everything from Bath & Body Works. Feel free to ask me any questions below. I will answer them to the best of my ability. I have shopped SAS occasionally, hardcore last winter. There are also other really great content creators out there who are sharing their SAS insights. Queen of the Girl Geeks, Bonnie, has some great information. Cami over at Cami's Corner. There are many more, but I'm not alone in sharing tips. I would seek them out, see what they have to say. They may have additional information for you. Okay, let's head over to Goose Creek. Now, Goose Creek is doing what they're calling a last chance sale. That kind of implies that these are clearance candles. However, y'all, there's some stuff in here that's brand new. Like, they literally just released some of this stuff. So I don't know if that's just poor word choice or if this is already their clearance. I'm going to go ahead and just sort by 3-wick candles only. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to sort this by lowest to highest, so price ascending. Cheapest price points for this sale are $8.99, and then the highest price point that I'm seeing is $10.25. So this is a good sale price for Goose Creek. It's nice because you don't have to buy them in quantities, and it's that sweet spot, $10 to $11 on most of the candles. So I would say if you want to shop Goose Creek, this is a good sale price. Snag some of these. However, I will also say that we are leading into what normally is their big warehouse sale that they do. They did it in October of last year. I think we're going to see deeper discounts on a lot of these spring summer candle releases. So unless you're really, really excited for a collection or you really, really need candles right now from Goose Creek, I probably would wait and see what they're going to introduce tomorrow, because right now this banner is saying that this sale is going to end in 10 hours. So by the end of the day today. I don't know if we'll get a new release. I checked the app today and I don't see information on a new release, but I said the same thing last week and we did get a new release, which finally, y'all, let me just sort by, let's see if I can do date created. No. Let me just change my perspective here. I'm going to go over to all 3 wicks because they always put the newest stuff first. So this is their new Seaside Summer Collection. I did already order all 10 of these. I think there's 10, yeah. And of the 10, 6 of those are new fragrances. So we're getting a sweet saltwater taffy. I'm excited to see how this compares to both Bath & Body Works and Kringle's because I have both of those. This one's creamy strawberry, sugared lemon, and whipped vanilla. Sounds like it's going to be different from Bath & Body Works because that one has tropical fruits in it, but it might be more similar to Kringle's. I'm supposed to have this shipment, I think this one's coming on Tuesday, so I'll have a lit review for you on this one. Blueberry funnel cake. This is the one that's been showing up in the wax melts, and I did actually get that one recently in wax melt form. Let's see, do I have it in here? Here it is, I found it, I do have it. So I did recently pick this up in wax melt. So it's sweet blueberry compote, powdered sugar, fried funnel cake. I don't know how the nose is working right now. It's working. Yeah, this is delicious. The blueberry is very sweet. It's almost like a candied blueberry to me. And I get just a hint of the fried funnel cake. So this is more of a blueberry jammy fragrance to me than it is full-on donut. But I think it's beautiful. I haven't melted this yet. But I'm really excited to get the 3-wick of this one because I've been waiting for it to come out for literally months now. It's been in wax form, but not in the 3-wick form. Another new one we're getting is Beachside Blanket. This one is soft cotton blanket, beach breeze, and warm sand. I think I'm really going to like this one. I love laundry fragrances. Sand fragrances I usually appreciate, unless they add too much of a cologne note. I think that one's going to be gorgeous. We've got brown sugar churro. This one I assume is going to be comparable to the Bath & Body Works brown sugar churro. Or theirs is just churro, I think. Fried churros, brown sugar, and cinnamon spice. Sounds like a classic dessert gourmand candle. Sandcastles. Now, I did buy this one. I want to say I bought this one last fall and ended up returning it because it was very sunscreeny. But I'm going to give it another try. Our senses do evolve. I might like it now. We'll see. Orange flower, coconut sunscreen, and beach sand. So that one is a returning fragrance. I also picked up the chocolate dipped banana. Now they're putting all of these in the same collection, but I don't know if you've noticed the labels are different. So some of them just have like the striped wallpaper. I'm perplexed by this. Doesn't feel cohesive to me. Striped wallpaper vibe. And then some of them have like this motif of whatever the fragrance is. So this one has like sliced banana with a shrunk down wallpaper vibe. You know, whatever. Maybe they were just trying to see, they're testing to see which one sells better based off of labels. I'm not sure why it's not cohesive. Frozen banana, dipped chocolate, and caramel drizzle. I like chocolate banana fragrances, but that caramel note might make that too sweet. Summer Veranda is another new one. This one has summer blooms, fresh ocean air, and dune grass. Pick that one up as well. Then we have pink lemonade. This is one I'm really excited about because I love anything lemon scented lemonade. So it's strawberry puree, juicy cherry, and chilled lemonade. Then we have Beach House. Beach House has scent notes of summer apricot, coastal citrus, and beach grass. I think this one will smell good. It depends on what beach grass smells like. If it's perfumey or cologne-y, I might not like it. I didn't order that one last year, so I don't remember what that smells like. And then the other new one, this is another one that's been in the wax melt for a while. That's just now coming out in the 3-wick. Sweet apple, toasted coconut, and gooey caramel. Not my scent notes. Hubs likes apple. Caramel can go either way. We're still going to give this one a try. So like I said, I did order all 10 unless there's some unforeseen refund, which I did actually get a notice that my, let's see which one was it. It was the cookies and cream. It's not even on the website anymore. They had a cookies and cream like mousse or something like that I had ordered that was a part of this other collection here. And I got a notice that same thing that happened with the banana leaf, was it banana leaf palm candle? They said a system error led to it being oversold, and they sent me a refund instead of the candle. So I don't know what's going on with Goose Creek's website or their system, but I wish they would fix it because I keep ordering candles thinking I could get my hands on them, and then they get canceled. So that's always disappointing. All right, so that's the newness over at Goose Creek. That is the current sale. Keep an eye out for a new sale tomorrow, possibly new product, although it's hard to predict that. It's not showing up in the app. And I expect there to be further discounts as we get further into the kind of summer seasonal clearance era. Kringle, y'all, nothing new. It's literally the same sales as last week. $5 off select large jars for Father's Day. This is not a good price point. On most of these, you can get a better deal if you buy them full price with an ambassador code. Not an ambassador, but they're not hard to find. Just do a YouTube search or an Instagram search. You will find someone who's an ambassador. You can use their code. Cherry Pie is still back in stock. It has not sold out again. So if you were interested and haven't gotten that yet, snag it. They still have the 3 for $33 3-wicks ongoing, still on sale, still some good ones to choose from in that lot. And then they still have their Daylight Bundle sale, which seems to always be occurring. You get 12 daylights for $24. They have the fan favorites, spring, summer, and I think they still have the Mother's Day option available as well. So nothing too exciting in terms of sales going on over at Kringle. And then just a heads up, Kringle does have 4 new reserve candles that are going to be released next Thursday. So the 19th at 12 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 9 a.m. here on the West Coast. They're more like masculine fragrances. There's going to be one called Tea Time, which I guess is supposed to smell like fresh grass. Polo, which has a leather note to it. Blackjack, and Tangelo Sour. And I got that information from Philly Candleman over on Instagram. He's supposed to have kind of his first impression review coming out soon. So if you don't already follow him on Instagram, check him out. I think he has he has a YouTube channel as well. I'll link that below in case you want to check out his videos as well. But new reserve candles on the horizon. I don't know that I'll snag any of those. Nothing I'm too excited about. The Polo one is enticing. I love fresh grass fragrances. But the reserve candles are always really pricey. And while the Ambassador 15% off code does work on them, I'm going to wait until things go on a deeper discount. So newness on the horizon, but right now, pretty boring over at Kringle. Yankee, gotta say, same thing. I'm still not impressed with their 75% off sale. I still have not gotten to the stores since I just returned from my trip yesterday. I will be checking the stores out probably beginning of next week because that's when SAS starts, and I'll be dipping into the Bath & Body Works over there at the mall just to see what their inventory is. But honestly, y'all, this isn't that great of sale prices on some of this stuff. You can get large jars and then select large jars. If you buy 4, it's a good price, $12 a piece. But if you don't want to buy 4, it's $15, which is just normal sale price, occasional normal sale price for Yankee. And then there's some candles that are 50% off, but honestly, that's often more expensive than the $15 price point. And then the best deal to be had at Yankee, in my opinion right now, is they just price dropped their 3 wicks and they're down to $8. If you like the 3-wick format, which honestly I don't from Yankee, I don't feel like I've had good luck with how they burn. I've had swampy wicks. I don't feel like they throw as well. But if you like the 3-wick format, that's a really good price, and snag it for that. I'm personally waiting to see if things dip lower than the $12. I don't know that they will. And honestly, I've been so disappointed with the quality of Yankee candles lately that I don't even know if you dip them lower if I would be interested. I'm just not had good luck at all with their candles, and there's nothing that I need that's backup worthy that I haven't already tried. So we'll see. I'm going to check out their Christmas clearance. If that's like 75% off, I might snag some stuff. But I also don't have a lot of hope because on their website, it's saying that like select seasonal accessories are only 50% off. And I'm thinking like this is not a good price, Yankee. Like we want deals. Give us 60%, give us 75%. Please give us a better sale price. So that's Yankee ongoing. They call it their semi-annual clearance sale. Saks. Still happening. Check that out if you're interested. And then Homeworx, I'm going to show you how I shop the QVC website. I don't feel like it's always the easiest to find Homeworx candles, but that's what I do. I just type in Homeworx in the search bar. It's going to pull up everything Homeworx, and then I just filter by type. So I scroll down here to product type, and then I click canister candles. And that's going to show me just the type of candles that I like to buy. The other thing that I like to do is instead of sorting by best match, I sort by lowest to highest, and that gives me an idea of kind of what the cheapest best finds are on the QVC website. And right now they've got some of these smaller jar candles, which frankly I'm not interested in. I thought about snagging this advent calendar for next year and doing it as like a 12 days of Christmas type of burn. But then I saw the star rating and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to pay $20 for last year's Christmas candles. So I usually just kind of peruse and see what's going on. I don't like to pay, definitely not more than like $15 a piece for a Homeworx candle. And ideally I'd get that down closer to like 10 or 12, which is why I usually go to TJ Maxx to look for Homeworx, or I get my stuff through ShopCash. So there are some deals to be had. Some of this is going to be what's called as is. So you'll see here this is labeled as is. And this basically means that the candle probably isn't new. It's got something wrong with it. Either it was purchased and returned, they used it on set and it was burned, the label's wonky, right? It's something that doesn't have normal quality, and they're not going to give you the sort of warranty that they normally would, but you can usually get these at a pretty good discount. So like this, for example, is a set of 2 of their big candles for $22. That's $11 a candle. If you want to take the as-is risk, I think these are always a good deal. I will say that I don't see a whole lot of as-is on the website right now, and usually those get released kind of like occasionally, and then they'll release a bunch of as-is all at once. So you kind of have to just check the website on a regular basis and see what they've got that's come out. And it's pretty sold down right now, so if I had to guess, this stuff was probably released a bit ago. Yeah, and then there's some candles that are 41% off discount, so like this is a pretty good price point for me. 2 candles for $26.99. Keep in mind you have to pay for shipping on this stuff too, although I will note that some of their candles are currently shipping free, but not all. And then sometimes you get 2 candles, sometimes you get 1, so you've really got to pay attention. So for like this one, it's $29 for a single candle. That's not a good price. You should skip those, unless you really want it, but that's just really overpriced for Homeworx. So some are 43%, some are 31%. I've seen some for 16% on the website. There's a lot here. Peruse it, see what you want to find. I'm going to take us over to the actual Homeworx Slatkin & Co. website. They are doing a sale right now. Buy 2, get 1 free. And I will note that my beloved iced tea candle is on sale right now. So what I usually do here, same thing, is I shop by home fragrance. So I come up here, I click on candles, and then that's going to take me to the candle page. And then I do the same thing over here. I go from low to high. And I always shop the sale stuff because I don't like paying full price for any candle anywhere. So there are some candles on discount. And some of these you can combine the sales. So you get the sale price plus the buy two, get one free. So let me see if I can find my iced tea candle. I'll show you what I mean. And there's quite a few here to choose from, you know, for a discounted price. It's not a horrible price, but again, unless you're going to buy 3, I would say don't snag these. Here we go, iced tea. So this is the iced tea candle, currently on sale for $24. But if I add 3 to my cart, it's going to give me one of those for free. So I'm actually getting 3 iced tea candles for a total of $48. So that makes them, what, roughly $16 a piece? Again, not under 15, but I love this candle. I might still snag these just because I'm obsessed with this fragrance and I wouldn't mind having that many backups. So dig around the Slack & Co website as well. I do feel like there's deals to be had there. Also, if you can tweak the system and combine the buy two, get one free, or if you're over at the QVC website and you can get the free shipping, because the shipping from there is pretty expensive. I think it's like $13 for me on the West Coast here. That's going to be your best route to save on Homeworx candles. But again, I encourage you to shop your local Ross, TJ Maxx, any of the discount retailers, although their supply has been relatively limited lately. But that's where I would look first for anything Slack & Co related. All right, y'all, that is all I have for this episode of Wick-end Deals. Per usual, share in the comments with me, what are you going to pick up this weekend? Are you holding out for SAS? What are you most excited for? Put those in the comments below. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. And I will see you again tomorrow. I do have a video to post tomorrow, and I'll see you on Saturday because I'm going to have my Saturday ritual haul. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday and that your weekend is awesome. Take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.